It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, as we welcome back an old friend. It's time to talk medical matters. Now, last week, World Kidney Day was observed throughout the globe. Very important day. This day is aimed at driving knowledge about the prevention and early detection of kidney failure and disease. It also sheds some light on the risk factors that are associated with kidney disease and provides information on how to live a better life without kidney disease, or if you are suffering from a condition. Here to help us unpack the topic, as he does like no other, it's our most trusted multimedia health specialist and operatic aficionado, Dr. Darren Green. Can you see I'm happy to have you here in the flesh,
you can come for dinner on Friday night.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm on a protein diet at the moment, so just keep that in mind.
All right.
Doc, so good to have you here, my friend. After all of our video calls, glad to see you keeping healthy and happy. But we are here to talk about very important things today.
Absolutely.
And of course, if you have a question at home, feel free to let us know on our social media team. They are keeping an eye out, so if you do have a question on Facebook, we also have our number available. It's on your screen right now. But Dr. Darren Green, let's unpack the kidneys. I feel like a lot of us still don't know where in the body it's located. And what's the purpose of my kidneys?
Yeah, what do they do? Because they're quite important, yeah?
They are. I mean, where they're located is obviously just below your ribs, retrosternally at the back. And then lower down, obviously, above your lumbar area.
Your love handles.
Yes, above that, but closer to the spine, on either side of the spine. And in that area, which we call the flanks and the deep flanks, that's where they are. And they sit, obviously, quite deep alongside the vertebral column on either side. And, you know, their size is between 9 and 11 centimeters.
Okay. Dr. Darren Green, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I believe your microphone had just dropped down.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. If you can clip it back, because I feel like no one probably... There we go.
Yeah, no, we
used
picked
to
up.
TV. These things happen.
Buddy, why are the kidneys so important? And added to that, why can it be so devastating when kidney disease becomes a factor?
Yes, so the kidneys are vital in sustaining life. And because of its functions, you've got to get into that. So if you think about it, everyone knows it as the super filter. That's the first thing. It doesn't merely just produce urine. It's got a lot more to it than that. If you think about the output of the heart blood-wise, 25%, a quarter of the blood supply that runs through the heart has to run through the kidney to be filtered. So it's this ultra filter that gets rid, obviously, of things like toxins. It also ensures a good balance of fluid, and then the salt, ions, and electrolytes in your body need to be maintained for certain vital functions in things like muscles, for example, even the heart. So those are just a few of the filtration functions and maintaining balance. With the fluid
regulator.
Balance, percolator. What happens with the fluid balance, of course, is blood pressure control. If you hold on to water, obviously, then you swell up and your blood pressure, your blood volume goes up and your blood pressure goes up. And along with that, obviously, you've got to consider the other functions of the kidney. Do you know that it's involved with hormones?
Really?
I had no idea.
And it's involved with vitamin D. So vitamin D that we all hope to manufacture by spending half an hour in the sun every day.
When it's there, yeah.
And when you ingest...
Very difficult during lockdown.
Yeah, and when you ingest vitamin D, for example, one of the big things is that it's in an inactive form. The kidneys turn it into an active form so it can actually be used for the good that it's required for in the skeleton and so forth, in bone disease. And then the last one is EPO. You're a sportsman.
Yeah.
You know, erythropoietin, the EPO infusions. So your kidney makes natural erythropoietin, obviously, which has an effect on the production of red blood cells to enable you to bind oxygen and then to perform your daily tasks, obviously, at very high levels.
So it's basically like the most important thing in your body.
It's so important.
Lots
I
of
had no
functions.
idea. You know what I love about days like World Kidney Day that we are now observing that took place last week? It really highlights some of the things you need to look out for because, for example, what are the symptoms they need to look out for to maybe be like,
Good question.
Maybe it's my kidneys, I need to go have it looked at.
Great question. And a lot of people don't know they've got kidney issues until it's obviously a little bit later or they're in a more advanced stage or progressive stage of the disease. So some of the early signs you could look out for is alterations in your urination pattern.
Okay.
In other words, you either go too often or you don't go at all.
Okay.
With some of the advanced stages of kidney disease, you often stop producing urine. because your body holds onto that
You can
fluid.
imagine how damaging that would be.
Correct.
For your
It
body,
dilutes the pool of salts, electrolytes, and causes then a myriad of different health conditions. And then obviously, if you go too often, and your kidney filtration obviously is overstimulated, then you're losing too much fluid, and that affects also quite a few different things. Other signs of kidney disease on a more chronic form are things like anemia. I mentioned the EPO, the erythropoietin that manufactures red blood cells, or stimulates it rather. If you have a shortage of red blood cells, you're anemic, you're tired, you're short of breath, and you feel chronically exhausted. And pallor, you'll see someone can become quite pale, and their color often changes in kidney disease as well.
Okay.
So there are quite a few symptoms and signs that you could look out for. And then the last one, that's certainly the biggest one, is swelling. Puffiness, swelling of the face, swelling of the legs, that can't be explained, and so forth. But then we move on to the diagnosis of finding it, and there are a few important things that often get picked up in your annual checkup.
Okay, we'll talk more about that annual checkup, and I want to know if being older affects you because I can feel all these psychosomatic symptoms kicking in. I feel myself getting paler as you talk to me. I don't know why. But I don't mean to jest about something that is vitally important. We really do love being able to hone in on these kind of days that raise awareness about something that we should all be taking cognizance of. We are talking kidney awareness today, and Dr. Darren Green is sticking around right now. Let's look at our holistic health and a healthier body in support of a healthier internal operation.